A very good morning to all of you.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
I hope the exams are going on well, preparing well. This is our board exam year. All should prepare well. All should prepare well and write the exam with utmost sincerity. Sincerely write because here this is our board exam year and you are the guard of your exams. If you do study sincerely, at the same time, if you write the exam sincerely, then only we will be able to know where do you stand. We should get the clear picture of assessment. Then only personally we can help you. Then only we can personally help you. This is the year you need to get that personal help. You should get it from each teacher. So you have to present the paper, you have to do your studies sincerely. I do hope that you are doing it. I do hope you are doing it. And in the last classes, I could see Ashwin, yesterday also it was off. I could not see your face. Okay, if there is any problem, you're okay. So, what I mean is that this year, you're crucial year. So, go through the text. Do use your day fruitfully so that you may be able to come out successfully. Okay. So, with this, let us come to yesterday's portion. We were there in page number 74 in my book. We have seen. And how did you know? Asked Jackson. Well, I had to sign some forms, didn't I? And I could not help. Evans drew the razor carefully down his left cheek. He was shaving his face and left a neat swath in the white lather. The forming was done on his face, and he made a blade shaped shaving. So, in between the swath, sorry, in between the latter, in between the form, there was a clean shave marking there. So, he made it, he was shaving. Then he said, can I ask you something, Mr. Jackson? Can I ask you something? Why did they have to bug me in this cell? Why are you keeping me in this strong cell? He nodded his head vaguely to point above the door. Not a very neat job. You see, he is asking Mr. Jackson, why are you keeping me this time in this particular strong cell? Not a very neat job. They are not. They don't honestly think I am going to try to save myself from the cell, going to try to escape from the cell. They are taking no chances, Evans. For last 3 times you had escaped from the jail. This time, the governor had kept you in the strongest cell, D block, D wing. and they are trying not to give you a single chance to save from the cell. They are taking no chances. Nobody in his senses would take any chance with you. No, every eyes are behind you. Other meaning, everybody is in watch. All are behind you. Nobody will give you a single chance to escape. Who is going to listen in? Who is going to come to attend me? Who is going to listen in? I will tell you who is going to listen in, laddie. It is the governor himself. So you are keeping me inside. And who is going to attend me personally? Jackson says, nobody, the governor is in direct charge of you. He doesn't trust you a bloody inch. The governor has not a single trust in you. He doubts every minute. That means if you get a single moment, the governor believes that you will escape. And nor do I. Not only the governor, even I have 100% doubt about your trust on you. Do you understand? Because once he gets a chance, he is able to escape. And he escaped 3 times. This time, governor has taken it as a prestige issue that I will never permit him, I will never give him a single chance to escape. And Jackson says, it is also my prestige issue that I will keep you in the cell with 100% security. I will also give you, I will not give you a single chance to save yourself. I will be watching you like a hawk. I will be watching you like a hawk. Hawk is a bird. Sharp eyes, sharp eyes of the hawk. I will be watching you. That means watching you like a hawk means keep a close watch. That is the meaning. I also am keeping a close watch on you. Clear? I will be watching you like a hawk, Evans. So keep your nose clean. Beware. Keep your nose clean means beware. He walked towards the door. Evans nodded, yes, sir. He had already thought of that. And number two handkerchief was lying ready on the bunk. Number two handkerchief means this is cell number two. He is prisoner number two. So his dresses will be punched as number two. And neatly folded square of white, off-white linen. So that handkerchief was of off-white cream color. Just one more thing, Einstein. Just one more thing, Evans. One more question. Yeah, what is that? Good luck, old son. So Jackson gives him a good luck. In the little lodge, in the little cell, in the little prison room, just inside the prison's main gates, the Reverend S. McCleary signed his name, underline McCleary. McCleary signed his name neatly. Achut, do you have any clue? That sentence is correct or not?
Sir, he was not putting a signature, he was writing just the.
He signed his name neatly. What do you mean?
He didn't put the proper sign, he just wrote the name.
He just, let us see, keep it in mind. This is a doubt. Okay. Keep this sentence in there. He told that he did not sign, he wrote his name. You underline name neatly, double underline. And on right side, you put a question mark. Question number one, doubt clearance. The doubt should be cleared by yourself. I have a doubt. When I read that line, now I have a doubt. Why it is written like that? Signed his name neatly. Can you sign neatly or shabby? You are putting the sign, isn't it? So it is written there. Anybody has any doubt? I had a doubt. Krishna, Krishna can't see me, I think so. Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Oh. So, signed his name neatly in the visitor's book. So, when somebody comes to the prison, they have to enter their name in the register and then walked side by side with a silent prison officer across the exercise yard, exercise grounds to Deeving. So he came accompanied with a silent officer to the Deeving, where he was greeted by Jackson. The wing's heavy outer door was unlocked. So as soon as he came, the door was opened and locked behind them. That's the system in the jail. When they come, it is open. As soon as they enter, it will be locked back. The heavy inner door, the same. He came to the outer door, first door of the D wing. It was opened. He entered, the door is locked. Again, he proceeded. He came to the second door. It is open. He entered, the door is also locked. Tight security. And McCleary was handed into Stephen's keeping. So next person is Stephens. Stephens was in charge of events. So McCleary was handed over to Stephens. Get the razor, murmured Jackson. Don't forget, get the razor from him. Otherwise, he may create some problem. Stephens nodded. Well, keep your eyes skinned. There are usages like that. Keep your eyes skinned, underlines. Keep your eyes skinned. Keep close watch. Keep close watch. That's the meaning. Have a close look at events. Stephens nodded again. Stephens agreed. And McCleary, his feet clanging up the iron stairs, walking, climbing up the iron stairs, followed his new guide. Who is new guide? Stephens. Jackson left, handed over him to Stephens, and finally stood before a cell door where Stephens opened the peephole and looked through. They reached there. The opened the peephole. It is a jail door, prison door, fully closed. And in the middle, there is a hole, and it has a cover. If you remove the cover, you will be able to look at. If you just imagine the police van, police van. On all the sides, there will be holes, isn't it? In order to keep the guns. Rounds we will see. That is called a peephole. Have you seen that large police van grill, with grills, with the grills, all around grills? And in certain places, there will be round holes. These are called peepholes. In jail doors, there will be peepholes, small round holes, through which the police officer can look to the cell and will be able to, without opening the door, he will be able to see what the uh, prisoner is doing inside. And Stephens told McLeary, that is he. He is the person. That is himself. Evans, facing the door, sat quietly at the farther of two tables. We have seen two tables were kept there, one for the invigilator, one for the student. And they could see Evans was sitting there on the second table. His whole attention riveted to a textbook of elementary German grammar. When Stephens opened the peephole, he could see, he could see Evans was learning an elementary German grammar book, a primary grammar book. Stephens took the key from its ring. The ring, the key was kept. He took the key and the cell lock sprang back, opened the door with a thudded metallic twang sound. So he opened the door and pushed. When the lock was opened, there was a sound of the door. Twang, huge sound. It was 9:10 a.m. Exam is at 9:15. 9:10 a.m. Now there will be more timing. When the governor switched on the receiver, he took the receiver of the phone. He had instructed Jackson to tell Evans of the temporary little precaution that was only fair, as if Evans would not spot it. You see, the governor had instructed Jackson to tell Evans of the temporary little precaution before the exams. But wasn't it all a bit theatrical, schoolboyish almost? That means he is going to write the exam. So necessary precaution he has to take by his primary needs, and thinks that, is it a schoolboyish? How on earth was Evans going to try anything on today? God knows what Evans is going to do today. Nothing can be predicted. If he was so anxious to make another break, all these things gives you a clue. We do not know what he is going to do this day. And if he was so anxious, if he was desiring to make a break, what will the next word? If he has decided to make a break, comma, the next clause, he will do it. That is Evans. You can apply this into your life also. Not to break. If I decide to make a good percentage, comma, I will do it. Can you say like that? Nevin, can you say like that? Ivan says, about Ivan it is said, if Ivan had decided to break the jail on that day, it is his nature that he will do it. There is no doubt in that man. Once it is decided, he will come across. In the same way, can you make a decision in your life? Can you make a decision in your life? If I have decided to bring a result in my life, once I have decided, there is no second thought. I will make it. You see, from when we learn the lessons, there may be certain sentences that catch you. At least one or two sentences should catch you. And that should give you a turning point. Turning point. There is a common saying, if she and he can, why can't I be? Have you heard of it? If she or he can, why can't I? Why can't I? A great sentence of motivation. If you tell this one sincerely 10 times a day, you will be changed on the 11th day. Drastic change will be there. If she and he can get 90%, why can't I? I am also of 17 years old. I am also of his own age. I am also of her own age. He is here in the same class. And what I hear, he is hearing the same class, what I hear. What is the difference? There is no difference. Only difference. He works 8 hours. I work 2 hours. That's all. So if I change my 2 hours into 8 hours, I can also reach there. Learn from Ivan's life. We should receive, we should take, we should adapt positive notes from each and everybody. Wherever from you get, you collect it and adapt yourself. So here it is said, you see, if he was so anxious, if he was so determined, anxious there, I changed the word, determined to make a break, fourth break, because three already over. Why in heaven's name hadn't he tried it from the recreational block? You see, if he has decided to make a break, a fourth break, why couldn't he think about that break from the recreational tight security cell? Because a thief, a prisoner enjoys, you come to the psychological position, psychology students, a prisoner enjoys his breaking of the jail when he breaks a tight security jail, then he keeps it as a credit. Clear now? Suppose Suppose Michael is sitting there. Suppose he gets 96% in every exam. Once upon a time, it was like that, isn't it? I don't know now how it is there. Anyway, 96% he used to get. And Punya is sitting nearby to him, just nearby to him. Punya usually gets, suppose, 40-45% Punya. Punya gets 40-45%. And what is the meaning? Michael says, I will get more than Punya. No meaning. Because for Michael, Punya is not a competitive person. So there is no meaning. There is no enjoyment in getting. Reverse. Punya decides. Michael is of my class. We both are attending the same class. If he can get a 95%, why can't I? Punya began to sit and work out. In one exam, Punya reached 96. What will be the joy of Punya? Eh? Punya, what will be your joy? I have defeated. I have overcome. Clear now? So there should be a competent opponent. Then only the defeat and success, victory will have its sweetness. Clear now? Do you follow me? So that is what here says. Evans is an expert in breaking the jail. Evans is an efficient, expert person in escaping from the jail before the duration of the period, duration of the punishment. So he had already escaped 3 times from the jail. He had already escaped 3 times. Now he is fourth time here. So such an expert person will prefer a tight security jail so that it can give him a ribbon on his chest. He would say, even Governor, Mr. Jackson, Stephens, the Ramrods were standing in front of me, but I escaped. Clear now? That is the meaning here. That much meaning is here. You see, if he was so determined to make another break, why in heaven's name? Why hadn't he tried it from this jail, this recreational block? Much easier. But he hadn't. And there was he now. There he was now, sitting in a locked cell. But he could not save himself till today. That is why he is sitting there in the cell, sitting in a locked cell. All the prison officers on the alert. Two more locked doors between his cell and the yard. You see, there is a heavy, huge, strong cell door, iron. He cannot break it. There are no windows. How can he come out of the stone wall? Tight security. After the cell door, there are two more strong iron gates. So, you see, how can he break the jail? Such a tight security. And the yard with a wall as high as haystack. Very huge wall. Yes, Evans was as safe as houses. That means Evan is well protected in the recreational block, and there is 0% chance for him to escape. 0% chance for him to escape. Anyway, it wouldn't be any trouble at all to have the receiver turned on for the next couple of hours or so. It wasn't as if there was going to be anything to listen to, was it? So there won't be much problem in the coming 2 hours of examination. Among other things, an invigilator's duty was to ensure that the strictest silence was observed. That was the duty of the invigilator. Because in order to copy, there was nobody else, only Evans was there. So here, invigilator's duty was to give the question paper and sit silently there, maintain silence in the exam hall. But still, that little nagging doubt, might Evans try to take advantage of McCleary. So still, since Evans was an expert in the jails, since he was an experience in the realm of theft and breaking the jail, there is a slightest doubt exists whether these events may make the chance to get out from the hands of McCleary, get him to smuggle in a chisel or two, or a rope, ladder, or something. The governor sat up sharply. It was all very well getting rid of any potential weapon that Evans could have used. So governor was made it very sure that Evans should not have any kind of slightest weapon, any chisel, any hammer, anything with him. The governor reached for the phone. It was 9:12 a.m. The examinee and the invigilator, Evans and McCleary, had already been introduced by Stephens when Jackson came back and shouted to McCleary through the cell door, "Can you come outside a minute? You too, Stephens." So both were there. So Jackson called them outside. Jackson quickly explained the governor's worries, and McCleary patiently held out his arms at shoulder level while Jackson lightly frisked his clothes. "Something hard here, sir." "My reading glasses," replied McCleary, looking down at the spectacle case. Jackson quickly reassured him, and bending down on the landing, thumb flicked the catches on the suitcase. He picked up each envelope in turn, carefully passed his palms along their surface. I will read only this paragraph. This is to be cleared by yourself at the end of the lesson. That is a clue. This paragraph should be cleared by understanding the story. That is why I'm reading. Picked up each envelope in turn, carefully passed his palms along their surface, and seemed satisfied. He riffled cursorily. Riffled means move the pages. Riffled, move the pages. Cursorily. Riffled cursorily, moved the page carefully through a few pages on Holy Writ. Holy Writ means holy book, Bible. Here mean Bible. And vaguely shook the church times. So he was reading the book, all right so far. But one of the objects in McCleary's suitcase was puzzling him sorely. So everything was going on, but one thing gave a doubt to Johnson. One thing that was kept inside the suitcase. What was that? Underline. One of the objects in McCleary's suitcase was puzzling him sorely, gave him doubt. One thing. Do you mind telling me why you have brought this, sir? So he asked, "Don't mind. Why did you bring this one for the exams? Don't you mind?" He held up a smallish, semi inflated rubber ring, underline, smallish, semi-inflated rubber ring. In the suitcase, there was one particular thing. What was that? A tube, rubber, rubber ring. It is a tube, semi-inflated, like a cycle tube. It was inflated, half, not fully tightened, but flexible one. But half air was there inside. Why did you bring this one, sir? For the examination, cycle tube is not needed. A small tube is there. Why did you bring? This is very important. Half inflated tube. Such as a young child with a waist of about 12 inches might have its circumference is was equal to size of the tube. The size of the tube was equal to the waist of the 12-year-old, 12 inches of a baby. You thinking of going for a swim, sir? That means when we have seen deep water, when people go for swimming, they would use a round tube around their waist so that they will not sink. So Jackson was asking, sir, are you going for a swim after this? Are you using a just a mock? So something was there. McCleary's hitherto amiable demeanor was slightly ruffled by this tasteless little peasantry, and he answered Jackson somewhat sourly. You see, McCleary was in a pleasant mood. When it was asked, he felt a little disturbed. Disturbed. Amiable means friendly. Amiable. Friendly. Amiable demeanor. That means a friendly nature. He was shown as a friendly nature. And when the question, that means you see, tasteless little pleasantry, unhappy talk, unpleasant talk. When Jackson, sometimes when somebody asks you about certain things, you may feel bad, isn't it? You will feel hurt. That is what is called unpleasant pleasantry. Unpleasant pleasantry. So here, suppose something, what is your personal thing? If somebody asks in public, you will feel something occurred. That is what here. When Jackson asked about this tube, he felt little awkward. That is what is called because of the unpleasant, tasteless pleasantry. And he answered Jackson somewhat sourly. That means with unpleasant mood. If you must know, if you want to know this, I suffer from hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids means a kind of piles, a disease, piles. So such kind of people will not be able to sit properly when it is there. So hemorrhoids is a disease. Hemorrhoids in the common language it is known as piles, fistula. You might have seen certain boards near the doctors, special treatment for piles and fistula. So this is called that. So this is a disease that is a kind of projection that is happening at the anus. So such kind of people will not be able to sit properly on the rough surface. So he says, sir, I have the problem of hemorrhoids. And when I am sitting down for any length of time, here I have to sit for long 2 hours. It is not suitable for me. So in order to use it as a cushion, I brought it. So nobody is happy to tell about the problem of hemorrhoids to anybody else. But it is a dirty or unliking disease. It is not a disease, but it creates uncomfortability to the person. So it is something personal. So nobody wants to tell about this. So that is why he was disturbed with the unlikely pleasantry. So he told, sir, I have the problem of hemorrhoids. So when I want to sit for a long time, 2 hours, it is uncomfortable for me. So I want to use it at the buttock. I want to sit on this. That is why. The rest we will see in the next class. Okay, thank you.